Welcome back, guys, and today we are here with a little bit of a faster deck. We've been doing a lot of slow decks recently, except the allies, which I refuse to count. And today we've got Azorius Tempo, and it's got 4.5 stars in control, which I think is quite funny. And once you see the card list, I mean that's debatable even by Wizard standards. We've got a lot of bounce, but that's about it. So yeah, I mean it's just we've got the quote unquote elite vanguard, four ofs. Culture Currents, and then just pretty much all the good white 2-drops. A couple of Jesse and Thieves just for card draw, and we do have a lot of, like bounce like Culture Currents that makes Jesse and Thief a little bit stronger. Kithian's Tactics is a finisher in this deck. I've had games where my opponent's been on 15 life, overextended and tried to finish me off or something, and then I just destroy them on the backswing. And then we kind of have a late drop of 4-drops, which are Kithian's Regulars, which are still as good as ever, Whirler Rogue and Gideon, and then the land base is fairly straightforward. Pretty generous lands because we've got the new lands plus we have the old ones. So all in all, I mean this deck, I don't know, I find it's very much like red deck wins and it absolutely loves to be on the play, but sorry my voice is a bit croaky by the way it is, and I'm not feeling 100%, but hey, we persevere here. But yeah, it's not it really likes to be on the play, and I don't know, I tried to play test with it last night, but I know the meta was completely bollocks last night. I faced 5 Acid Moss decks in a row, and I think 2 of them got god draws, and one of them I mulled down to 4, and my opponent mulled down to 1. This is kind of a it's kind of the quality of games we were having yesterday. So I mean I kind of just discounted that. But in theory, I mean we can force through a lot of damage fairly fast. We got spell shrivels, which I forgot to mention. They are just there because just say we go to turn 1 Elite Vanguard and then turn 2 Consul's Lieutenant, and they're just doing nothing. But they've obviously they're telegraphing they've got a Languish or a board wipe of some sorts. Yeah, I'll keep. Then you just okay, that was an intense game, but then you just keep that open. You hit them for 6 a turn, so you don't really need to add to the board. They need to respond to you, and then you just counter their board wipe, and then they're in deep shit. Finish them off with the Kithian's Tactics. So I mean, I originally only had 1 spell shrivel in there, but it's performing so well, I've already bumped it up to 3. I think I need white. Yeah, I did. Not just a hat stand. And then we go Consul Lieutenant. We're going to probably just drop the... Hopefully he gets Renowned. Selesnya probably means he's got a creature of his own for 2. The AI didn't mull down, so I'd be very surprised if he did nothing here. Well, he's going to have to chump, or I'm going to get Renowned. Either way, I'm fine with that. Although that Visionary's already done its job. Okay, there's our game winner. Eventually when we get a couple more creatures down. Yeah, plus it's just disgusting with Whirl Rock. You're getting like +8. +8 in the front with 4 of it having a evasion. Yeah, I just jump. Get the Jesse and Thief down. Plus, obviously it works with Jesse and Thief as well. She becomes 5 power. But this is the interesting thing. I like this board because he has to... He wants to block both of them, but he's probably only going to be able to play 1 creature. Don't prove me wrong with a Blister Pod here. Good. Because I mean, I'm either drawing a card or I'm getting Renowned. Either one I'm absolutely fine with. The question is, do I keep playing out to the board? He could just play an Outbursters or Tragic Arrogances. That is possible. But he's letting us draw a card, so I mean, I don't know. I might play out 1 more threat, and then well, shit. Next turn, Kithian's Tactics would probably finish him off with the buff from Consul Lieutenant. I almost say let's just go for it. He's not going to be able to wipe the board this next turn. So yeah, let's just balls to the walls here. How much is this worth? Because everything's getting +3 by the Consul Lieutenant. So that's 5, 10, like 6. Yeah, I think that could be enough if he just Acid Mosses us here or something. Please Acid Moss us here. Reclamation Sage it's a chump blocker, but you still take it. If we draw Culture Currents, we just win. Well, Gideon's pretty good as well, but I'm just going to get through the damage while I can, in case he does have the board wipe. I don't think the board's going to be much better than this. And then if he does have the board wipe, we follow up with Gideon. That seems pretty good. Gideon plus Elite Vanguard. And the Consul Lieutenant didn't get renowned, so I can't do combat maths. But hey, that would have been good for 10-14 right there. So hey, I don't know, we got 3 renowned triggers off. Put him on needing a board wipe this next turn. Yeah, like there's pretty much nothing. It's planar outburst or bust for this guy. I can't do maths. I forgot that he blocked the Jesting Thief instead. Hey, look, there's planar outburst. If we hadn't drew Gideon, I probably would have held back a little bit there, but ooh, Spell Show would have been nice a turn ago. But hey, put him on the clock again. Next turn we hold up Spell Shrivel. And then we can start attacking him with a 5/5 indestructible. He's going to have a lot of chump blockers for that as well. So, on the bright side, at least it wasn't Languish or Radiant Flames which come down a turn early. The thing is, playing with this kind of deck where you are holding up counter spells just for board wipes, you just see how greedy people can get. I had a guy who went down to like, he was so obviously had Languish, like he was playing like nothing but like, you know, stuff that loves dying. Does that win us the game? It does. If we go for it. If he has Fog, and then, I don't know, Guy's Revenge next turn or something. He could kill Gideon, but, you know, let's go for lethal while we've got it. Put him on having something. God, I would love one more land, because then this game would be well and truly over. Yeah, it was a pretty good draw from us. I guess I can't complain too much. We had pretty much everything. And the AI couldn't. Well, he had the board wipe, I don't know. Yeah, and it was just obvious that the guy had Languish, and then you just sit there with like 2 creatures. And it was because obviously no one really likes just board wiping for 2. Only for 2 guys. So he was kind of just sitting there, and I had Elite Vanguard and Tobian Freeblade. I think gone down like 4 before he decided to pull the trigger, and I just counted any rage quit. It's quite funny. Because like every turn he was just passing the turn. Pausing for ages, like, really, do I go for it now? Nah, no, I'll hold out one more turn. And then he was indeed sad. So we're playing another Homeless Chase, so hopefully that means he hasn't managed to find Acid Moss in the meta yet. And I don't think it's overpowered, I just think it's completely uncompetitive. Like, it just takes the fun out of the game. I don't think it's like impossible to counter and stuff. I'll keep this. I know I don't have double white, but we have Topian Freeblade, we can bounce stuff, we can protect stuff. I don't like getting too greedy with this deck, because we do need double white early, and we then need double blue. So, but yeah, I just think it takes the fun out. Like, it's a good card, but it just picks up like 3 wins every once in a while, and it's not fun to play against, and that's why I don't really run it in any of my decks. If I don't like playing against it, it'd be hypocritical to throw it in every deck. And hey, we drew like a god there. I always like leading Consul Lieutenant, because as soon as you get that thing renowned, the sooner its ability can start kicking in with your other guys, which helps these guys get renowned. And then suddenly your army of 2/2s is looking more like armies of 4/4s. So let's see if this guy decides to jump down. Visionaries. See, like right now I'm willing to commit this Topian Freeblade to the board and then just make him have an answer. I didn't see who I was playing, it's probably someone I know these days. Hi Dekai. No. I don't know why I couldn't just say that properly. Gonna hold the Prairie Stream in case this guy is playing our Load and Saving Moss. And then now we just hold up Spell Shovel until we have something juicy to hit. Looks like we're playing Simic Ramp, which normally doesn't really have any board wipes. He might be running Displacement Wave, but you don't normally run across that too much. Probably things I'd counter would be Drowner of Hope, obviously Ulamog, you have to counter that even though it still gets its effect off. No, looks like we're playing... Okay, he had the board wipe. Turn 3. Well, now we're in a bit of a shit situation, aren't we? And that's like the worst draw we could have had. Yeah, if we'd had one more turn there. Were we on the play? I can't remember. That might have been. If we weren't, that would have been ideal. I think we were on the play because we played Topian Freeblade. But hey, I don't know. Radiant Flames is probably the worst ending for this deck because then nobody can get it out before you can. Before you can. Be in a situation where you can hold up Spell Shovel effectively. I don't know, I'm just going to play this out just for playing out's sake, although this guy's obviously just going to resolve a big guy this turn, probably his Drowner of Hope. But I don't know, we got kind of, if we draw like a god, like if we find like a Whirl Rogue, we're back in this kind of. That's kind of why I'm sticking around. I'd probably leave. He's going for the second Acid Moss anyway. Nope, there's the big guy. Do we want to bounce that though? That's a question. What did he hit? Hit Kithian and 3 lands. How well for him? I mean, I love getting a turn 7 Ulamog. Are we on? No, turn 5 Ulamog. I don't even know. Yeah, I think this game's untenable at this point. I'm not bouncing in Oblivion, so that's not a way to win the game because he just recasts it and eventually he's going to hit either our Whirl or Rogues, or he's just going to drop our Load and Save Ulamog and then that game's out of reach. We would have needed to, because like even if we waited a turn, he's most likely going to play another threat or something. I think he'll hit our blue sources with Acid Moss, and then a Whirl or Rogue just wouldn't be able to dig us out. I don't think it's not really rage quit, it's just an acceptance. He had the board wipe on turn 3 and we didn't manage to hold our answer open. 1 land hand? No. 6 land hand, but we do go... No, 5 land hand. You know what? Let's not risk it. We get a good turn 1 and a good turn 2 play. Anything we draw that isn't land is good at this point. Apart from Whirl Rogue. Please don't draw Whirl Rogue just to prove me wrong here. I'm not happy with this keep, but you know, if you go down one more, you're just gonna have a hand filled with lands. Well, that's kind of annoying, but so I mean, we're hitting him for 4 a turn. He's most likely got the turn 4 Languish, so I'm probably not going to extend too much more out into the board. I'd love to draw something like Kithian's Irregulars because they're also good to hold for after a Languish. But it looks like we're playing blueback white. I can't think of the name off the top of my head. The question is, do we play the Silly Vanguard or do we hold it in hand? There's 2 Languishes in the deck, there's 2 Planar Outbursts, but I think with the current board he couldn't hold out for Planar Outburst. Then if he does nuke us on turn 4, we've got nothing. But I'm gonna go for it. You know, horribly Rye, fair enough. We got a counter out of him, which would have wrecked Whirl Rogue if we tried to play that. I'm absolutely fine with that. Just need to draw anything that's not land. I think what we drew an Elite Vanguard and a land, so we're kind of 50-50 at the minute. Hold priorities tell me he's got nothing, so this turn anyway. Kithian's Tactics, do we go for it? How much damage is that worth? 3-5, and then it'll be 7-9. It's not really worth it. If he does nothing next turn, that's when we'll go for it, because that'll be lethal. I don't know, if he taps out for Inspiration on his turn or something crazy. Coastal Discovery, that'll probably be putting less insult on my opponent. Otherwise, we just I mean, would we go for it next turn? That's the question. If he just left his mana open, what could he have? Complete disregard. Gideon's Reproach. Well, Gideon's Reproach wouldn't save him from. Yeah, it would. Okay, did we go for it? That's the question. Consul Lieutenant would be a decent follow-up. We got Lethal. He's most likely holding up a counter spell. Absolutely. So I mean, let's put him in a position where he needs to respond to the board. Because I mean, if we play that, he gets value out of his turn because he's actually done something. If he's just holding counter spells. This way, when he eventually plays a creature, Royal Spout is lethal. Yeah, he was holding up a counter. No, he couldn't have. He couldn't have cast that thing. So I mean, he's definitely got another counter spell in hand. If he taps out again for something that isn't a creature, Kithian's Tactics is still lethal. But yeah, now Royal Spout is lethal. If we can hit a couple more, and Royal Spout costs 6, doesn't it? So we need 7. So it's not lethal yet, but it's haste damage coming through. We get one more damage through, and then even Clutch Occurrence is lethal. Which is why I like them in the deck. They give you haste when you need it, and he's just tapping out. Okay, we can hold up Indestructible. That's obviously useless against Languish. 6 mana, Spell Shrivel still hits Kithian's Tactics. Even if we play a land. We can get him down to 1, and then get him down to 1, and then Clutch Occurrence is lethal, I think is the play. Unless he flashes in the second one. But then even then he'll probably double block the Topian Freeblade. I don't know, I feel it's too risky to just cast Kithian's Tactics into an obvious counter spell. We now have like 7 top decks in the deck, which give us haste damage. And just so we have 2 creatures on the board, we'll play. I don't mind losing Kithian at this point, he's kind of lost his use. This guy wants to counter Kithian, I'm fine with that, yep. Let's try and get the counters out of his hand, and then we will pass turn. I mean, there's 6 cards in the deck which are lethal. 50 cards, I can't do the maths, that's like 1 in 9 chance or something. Planar Outburst. Okay, so I forced him to use a board wipe. Now he's tapped out, we resolve a Consul's Lieutenant, and I mean, we've seen 1 board wipe, will he have a second one? I probably should have just played the Dauntless River Marshal instead of the Consul Lieutenant, because then I could have held up the tap. I could have tapped out one of his creatures, but you know, there's now only 3 board wipes, and he probably would have played Languish if he had Languish there. That's kind of my thing, because Languish is better against my board there. There's no reason to quote unquote waste a Planar Outburst in case I've resolved some scary big stuff. And we got there. Whew. So it's a good thing I did play 2 creatures then. And there's a Spell Shovel, like a couple turns too late. But you would have seen the value if I'd been... Like if I had Spell Shovel right there, I would have won the game like 10 turns ago, because could have Kithian's Tactics, he would have countered it, and then I would have countered his counter, and then I would have just got through lethal. But hey, you know, I think these games have been going fairly fast. We'll play 1 more. Normally I stop at 3 matches, but this deck is relatively fast, and I do enjoy playing it. I did originally in the first build. I had Willbreakers in, and I had Soulblade Djinns in, just because I don't know. I like big stuff, so I thought it'd be funny. But in the end, they were just too expensive. Willbreaker was just kind of. I resolved them, and then they just kill my board. And then Soulblade Djinn, you'd cast them, and then there'd be like a whole turn before you could even potentially get use out of them. So he ended up ditching out as well. And we're not on the player's time, but hey, let's see how this works out. 2-land hand with the Dauntless River Marshal, and pretty much that's it. I think we can do slightly better. I was wrong. Very wrong. The only reason I'm keeping this Gideon, because maybe you can cheese my way to a victory eventually if I rip 2 more lands. One of my like 3 of the 4 drops wasn't ideal there. We now only have 3 in the deck. We have another Kithian's Irregulars and 4 in the deck. Kithian's Regulars and 3 Willow Rogues. And we're playing Grow Ramp when I'm going to be land screwed. What's the worst that could happen? I knew I should have quit at 3. Shit. Yeah, let's just get our Acid Moss beaten out of the way. You're a turn too late, aren't you? Come on, turn 4, get our ass handed to us, and then just leave the game and pretend it never happened. Such is the Steam meta. Okay, he's holding up 3 mana. There's a blue source at least. It's a land. I mean, we play our Kithian's Regulars here. We don't have the hand right now where we can start getting all fancy. Yes, wait for him to hit a white source, and then I don't even know. Once he hits our white source, do we get another white source so we can cast Gideon? We don't have any double blue in hand. Yep, that's what we're gonna have to do. It's so stupid. I'd love to get a blue here, but double white is more important. See, we're in a position where we could relatively punish this guy as well, but because none of the decks are fast enough in the game, apart from red deck wins, he loses nothing by going for a turn 4 Acid Moss. Every single game he plays, forever. And now when we've got Reprisal in hand though, so we can hold up Indestructible as well if he tries to go down that route. There's going to be a second Acid Moss here. They always travel in packs. I'll tell you that for free. There's a Woodland Bellower, which we're just going to nuke end step with Reprisal. See what he grabs with it. Most likely a Visionary. Doubt he gets Reclamation Sage against nothing. No, he gets Jardy Offshoot, because that's fair. Honestly, that's fine. It means he absorbs Kithian damage for a turn, but still attacking with it in case he wants to chump down the Utopian Freeblade eventually. I doubt he will, but you know. Let's hope. Turn 4 Gideon probably is the second most annoying thing in the game. It's not turn 4 though, but you know what I mean. Let's hope Gideon can cheese our way out of this like we... And I didn't even activate his ability. I'm terrible. I just want to lose this game. I actually get pleasure from losing. That's the secret of it all. There's the Oblivion Sour, which I was scared of. But this guy hit 4 lands, like the other guy did, or 3 lands. So he hit an Evolving Wilds? Yep, he hits 2. How do people do that? How do people actually like manage? Whenever I cast Oblivion Sour, it's just exile 4 cards. That's what I might as well say. That's a 5/8 as well. I mean, the token would be nice to chunk down. We could bounce it, but what's the use of that? Spell Shrivel, turn too late. Again. I mean, I can't flip Kithian either, because he'll kill my own Gideon. I mean, I'm almost tempted to just build up a massive board and then go for like a clutch recurrence. Or tap down his stuff, I guess, with Kithian's Irregulars. But do we hold up Spell Shrivel? Kithian's Irregulars or Spell Shrivel? Trying to think. I mean, if we cast Kithian's Irregulars, we've got 4, 6, 8, 11 damage coming through, which is lethal if he swings at us and doesn't leave a blocker back. Plus with the Gideon, so that's what I'm going to go for. Unless he plays multiple. Well, he's got an Evolving Wild, so actually never mind. It's not lethal. unless he misses a land drop next turn, which we all know is not going to happen. I don't think he's on Ulamog mana yet. I think he's one off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, he's one off. So I mean, either way here we can get through a lot of damage. If we draw Kithian's Tactics, that might win us the game. But most likely we're eating that Planar Outburst, Rolling Thunder, Radiant Flames, Tragic Arrogance. I don't even know. There's not really much hope. If he doesn't though, if he gets aggressive, swings at us for 13 here, we can potentially win the game. Shit, we do have to block for the Gideon though. So I mean, Kithian's obviously the target. Yeah, I'm absolutely fine with that. Kithian goes here, we have to trade Kithian for Gideon. What could he hit us with? Primal Bell? That's not going to kill us. He's got to play. Please. Oh, damn it. Okay, what do we draw? Jessin Thief. Just as a chump blocker next turn. And then we crunch in for a lot. There's no point bouncing anything on his board. How much is Gideon worth? We bounce his Jolly Offshoot again for 4, 6, 9, 14. Which isn't enough this turn. So I think plus Gideon, we swing all out, and then we play Jessin Thief as a blocker for his guy, for whichever creature attacks Gideon. Although Rolling Thunder is lethal now. Although I knew that. I don't think we're in a position where we can play around it. He's jumping down there, which means no more life gain, which means next turn if he puts it... We've got the Topian Freebird as well, forgot about that, good. Regulars become renowned now, we can tap down a lot of stuff as well. He's down to 8. Do I bounce the Soa just for... to save myself some life? Potentially. And he can't attack in with it. Or do I wait? Because I mean, he exiled some stuff which is kind of irrelevant. The land is irrelevant now. And it means he can't attack in and we don't have to lose 2 creatures. And potentially use to a Rolling Thunder, so yeah. I don't like it. I really don't like it, but... I really don't want him to attack in. I can't really afford to block. I just need to block the creature he sends at Gideon. Cast that thing again, which means he doesn't have Ulamog. He's now got 2 blockers though. But we can tap down one of them with Kithian's Irregulars. And he hit 2 more lands, so if he has a 5-drop here I'm going to be very salty. Because he's hit a total of 4 lands out of 8. Which is annoying. Drops his own land drop, okay. Gotta work out the maths here. Well, we will be able to hold, if we draw a land we can hold up Spell Shrivel as well. Which we do, perfect, okay. How much is damage good for? He blocks Gideon. We win. So that seems pretty good. I'm actually surprised we managed to survive the Acid Moss beatdown. Do not choke and not attack. So that turn we didn't make the token was probably huge. And we're lucky we got away with it. Oh my god, did we just beat a ramp deck? Off the play as well, I think. Yeah. I'm actually in shock. I don't know how to respond. That's why you stick out a game, I guess. Rank 40, yay. couple more useless things. And what tokens did I put in the field there, Gideon? So that was a good game to end on. I'm glad I played one more. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you later.